You're listening to Built to Convert, the podcast where growth-minded marketers, founders, and creators come to level up. No hype, no guesswork, just bold insights that drive results. Let's go.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Built to Convert, the show where we go deep with marketers, founders, and strategists who are shaping the future of digital growth. I'm your host, Tyler Lane, founder of Session Interactive, and today we've got a very special guest. Who's been in the trenches of agency life, innovation, and leadership for well over a decade. This episode is brought to you by Session Interactive. We help growth-minded companies turn strategy, data, and digital campaigns into real results. Want to make your website or media channels drive more qualified leads? Head over to sessioninteractive.com and let's chat. All right, guys, OG in the space. We that's a theme. We got a lot of great people across the board. Natalie Henley from Volume 9, CEO, digital marketing agency based here in Colorado that specializes in organic growth strategies from SEO to content to social. Natalie's been running V9 for nearly a decade and brings a sharp perspective of how to run a smart, resilient agency while adapting to emerging tech. I've always been impressed by Natalie and what she's been able to accomplish and her team. It speaks volumes in terms of how they've, no pun intended there, about been able to evolve and just really stay the course. We were talking a lot about quality and reputation before this. So Natalie speaks to that. Natalie, good to see you.
Good to see you too. I feel the same way about you guys too. Session Interactive is great. And it's so nice you have them as a sponsor.
It's crazy. I know
that's so lucky.
They're spending a lot for this. Hey, let's get into it. I always love to start just a little bit of background for those of you, those people who don't know your story specifically. Talk to me about Volume 9. Again, it's been a staple in the SEO community for a long time here in Colorado and nationwide, honestly. Talk to me about your story about Volume 9 and where you're at now.
Probably globally in the universe, for the solar system. We're really big on Mars. So.
Galactic.
Yeah, huge. All right. So Volume 9. So I think people ask all the time, like, what the heck does the name even mean? And over beers is a really funny way of how we came out of it. But the official way that the brand is named is this concept of turning up the dial slow and steady on your brand volume. So, kind of different than maybe like a media campaign or PR push where you might, think of we're going to push hard and then kind of come back down, or those types of things. What we're really focusing on as an agency is what are these steady things that we can do for a brand that helps them grow steadily month over month, year over year to connect with their customers. That's how we ended up with kind of the channels that we work on. SEO, organic, social content is kind of a weird mix. Usually agencies go SEO on pay-per-click, or they go, social media and PR. We picked a weird mix, but it works for us. It's working really well now in the age of AI. And it makes sense when you think about the things that you have to do to just build a good fundamental brand online. You work so hard to build it offline. What are the things you've got to do to really build it online? And that's why those channels are right at the middle of what we do. Yeah. So, and then my story. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, you go. Okay. So my story is, I, of course, got a really useful degree in this industry. Graduated from Chapel Hill with a degree in political science. Wow, that thing has just been just massively valuable. And so I graduated right into the Great Recession, and I got a gig at Edelman Public Relations, which is the largest privately owned PR company in the US. It was awesome. I got a job in market research, which, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful now looking back at it that I started all of this in market research, because whereas the rest of a PR company and a marketing agency is all about ideas and creative and all of that, market research is about the data. And I learned from some of the best really early on the value of getting outside of your feelings and letting data help you make the right calls. So that was my background. And then I moved to Denver, got a job in a little digital marketing agency. That was a really great time because the owner of that agency, really wanted to do a lot of speaking and not a lot of everything else. And so pretty quickly, she just let me take over sales, and then she let me start a social media department because people were asking about social media. I was like, well, I learned Facebook in college. Let's do it. And then pretty quickly kind of got to like run a lot of operations. And then that agency got sold to Volume 9. And then I basically did the same thing at Volume 9. I started out, I don't think I ever had a title at Volume 9 that somebody else had before me, up until the title of CEO. And it was just like, sure, I'm the director of strategic marketing. Heck yeah. And basically it was just like, let me take over marketing. Let me take over sales. Oh, sure, I can run the client services team. Oh yeah, let me run operations. Hey, the agency really needs to be doing this. Which was really great. And I did a really awesome business partnership for a number of years with Chuck, who originally founded Volume 9. And I think that what happened is as SEO changed, because Volume 9 really started, Chuck really started the agency as this very like SEO focused agency. And it was like, gosh, we had a fleet of people who could go out and build links, and we had spreadsheets and contractors, and we did that. It was a very scalable company. But when all like all the algorithm updates after fuzzy animals, panda, penguin, hummingbird, as that stuff unleashed, what we really realized is that the brand was, we thought that SEO was going to kind of stay how it was going to stay for a long time, but we realized now it's not. Now you have to build a good brand. In order to build a good brand, you got to do a lot more than just metadata optimization and link building.
Yeah.
And so that's when we started building out social and creative campaigns and all this content marketing, all this stuff. And then as it evolved, I think one day Chuck really realized he was running a marketing agency, not just like an SEO scalable industry. And so him and I had a great chat, and like I took over as co-owner right before COVID. Man, that was fun. Like if you look at like the graph, you'd be like, what are you doing? But yeah, COVID was I know a lot of agencies did great during COVID, but it was devastating for us.
Sure.
We thought we were diversified, but it turns out like even on like the e-commerce side, like one of our biggest e-commerce clients rented tuxes. So it's like, yeah, they're e-commerce, but that still predicates people being able to go in person. So yeah, it turns out we weren't diversified from like people don't have to be in person to shop with this. And then as we sort of rebuilt up post COVID, and we're like, who are we going to be? It's like, man, we really want to be the agency that instead of what's the package of the program and the scalable thing that we could do, like how do we, instead of cramming tactics in and creating a package, how do we just jump to like, what are the problems our clients trying to solve? And how do we structure our company to solve those problems? And, through an SEO lens or a social media lens, we can't solve every problem. But so that was great. And then a couple of years ago, Chuck was ready to kind of go on to his next grand adventure, and I basically bought him out. So
great.
And now the Lamborghini has been mine, and so far I haven't crashed it. So here's hoping that continues.
It's got a couple years on it, but it still looks fresh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm proud of it. Like it's technically more valuable than when I got it. So that's all you can really do, right?
That's all you want to do. Shout out to Chuck too. We had him on the podcast the other day. Great guy. And
really gross. Chuck was on here. I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. You're done. You're done.
Shout out to Chuck.
Ton of bad blood there, by the way. A ton of bad blood.
Yeah, so much bad blood. Yeah. No. I think some of Chuck's family still works for us. So shout out to Joy, my favorite Aikens of the Aikens, but Marcel, you're on my list too.
Yeah, exactly. So. That's awesome. I love the pivot, or just the ability to recognize the brand component. I mean, you guys are so well positioned right now with the organic social. I mean, for so long, Natalie, I was like, man, how are agencies doing organic social? It seems it's so time consuming. They're not in the brand, but they're talking about the brand. Is that really difficult? And now with the advent of generative AI, it's become, it really is such a huge part of your distribution strategy and your brand voice. Talk to us a little bit about just your focus around organic social and how it relies or relates to the SEO that you guys do.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that the best thing to do is that really it's not so much that the SEO and the content really, or the SEO and the social relate to each other. It's that the content's at the heart of it, and they're super related to the content. And like honestly, we got darn lucky that organic social is taking a center stage with the SEO. I mean, a lot of SEOs are kind of like, oh shit, but Instagram's getting picked up in large language models. I guess we got to have an Instagram strategy. Right. So like SEOs are working their way into it, but it's not really how we think about it. Like, I don't think you should be on Facebook because that helps your SEO strategy. Now it's, gosh, that's a nice pickup. But even if like that stopped working, Facebook was still a good idea for you. probably, depending on your brand and what you're doing there. So the way that we think about it is, and this again, as I'll say a callback to my PR days, is you want to think about your brand and you're trying to communicate a message online.
Mhm.
Like you're trying to communicate to your customer. That's it. You're here, they're there, you have a message, you're trying to get it to them. That's what you're trying to do. And then you're trying to get to them, the message to be interesting enough that they remember you.
Of course.
And so all these channels, all this stuff really comes down to like, okay, well, where's the customer? What's the right message? How do we connect it? How do we build the right bridges to that? And I think that with social media, the biggest opportunity that you have is it's such a strong place to communicate in a place and entertain in a place where somebody is really engaged, that they're spending their time, they're enjoying being on that platform, and you're
Mhm.
coming across as being, the old adage is people buy from who they know, like, and trust. It's really hard to get to know, like, and trust you in just like a single ad. But man, building a relationship on social media, like that breaks down some of those barriers.
Yeah.
So it can become a really important part of the funnel, and a really important part of like how you communicate. But to us, really, it's just about this concept of like, man, we've got a brand. And like when somebody goes and looks for us online, we want to be findable. We want to make it easy for them. Oh, you want to find me on LinkedIn? You want me to find me on Facebook? On Reddit, whatever. Make it easy to connect with them where they're at. And then making sure you're doing that in a relevant way so they understand who you are and why they should give a damn. So that's, I mean, at a gist, that's our strategy. And I think with social media, as an agency, we focus a lot with our clients on different metrics than I think I think a lot of agencies are like, well, how much traffic is coming from social media to the website? Is that traffic conversion? I think that's a terrible way to, I mean, you could look at that stuff. I'm not saying like ignore it, but to me, like, are you getting great impression share and great engagement on your social media? Because it's showing that you're connecting with your audience, the message is resonating, and they're a lot more likely to remember you. And we just see so much pickup with brands that invest in the time to do that. And now it's really nice because the dots are getting more connected of like, okay, well, I did a Google and I Googled for something, and like, I mean, even with something as simple as like Google's testing out like for local businesses, if I look for a restaurant near me, they're going to show me social media posts of restaurants near me that people are engaging with. And those are based on engagement metrics. So it's cool to see that those fields are converging more. But to us, it was always about just like, we're just trying to build a really good set of owned media and content that people can engage with the way they want to engage with it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I think that's a good segue into just reporting metrics as a whole, Natalie, not just in the SEO side. Talk to us about how things have evolved there, but also on the social side too, because as we know, the traditional for SEO, the impressions and clicks, those have always been vanity metrics, but they're KPIs in the sense that they're quality indicators on what to optimize, what needs some help. But now with LLMs taking over, we're seeing, of course, impressions increase in certain cases, but clicks decrease significantly, and rankings are changing. Talk to me about that, and then also about social media as well. Is like you're getting away from just the traditional referral to conversion metric, which we've always known, right, is really tough to attribute. And the data coming in Google Analytics in particular is not great from social one. And then it just,
What?
yeah, I know. Yeah, you heard it first.
Actually, Steve Lamar, another guy here in Denver, did a study with Rand Fishkin, and like 50% of your social traffic is getting misattributed to direct.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. Direct.
Yeah, beautiful. Isn't that great?
Just optimize to direct, Natalie.
Weird. Google's not going out of their way to attribute Facebook traffic? Huh.
Yeah. Is it direct to someone typing in your name, right? Too?
Yeah.
So funny. Just elaborate on that and just your evolution around reporting and talking to clients about that. I'm curious because I know a lot of clients are just fixated on, in some case the vanity metrics, in other cases just hyper focused on the conversion components. How do you bridge the gap and educate them as things change?
So, oh my gosh, that's a big question.
Yeah.
So here, let me try to say if I can parse down. Like, I don't even know if I'm gonna call this wisdom. Like, I don't know wisdom, but here's maybe my current like hot take on this for you. So for what it's worth,
Please.
I know you. I mean, you paid me $1 million to be on this podcast, so this is $1 million.
Highly paid guest here.
Yeah, highly paid podcast guesting. Okay, so in general, like you've got the like metrics that you need as an agency to do a good job for your client and keep track of shit and make sure that it's working and understand. So you've got that set of data.
Sure.
And then you also have the data that the client needs to understand, like, hey, I want to be able to look over your shoulder and know that things are working. And then you have the data that's like, okay, this is bottom line. I have to report this to a C-suite, and I have to tell them, you guys are investing XYZ in SEO and it's working or not working. So like, as you do it, like my first piece of advice is to really break those three concepts. I think that as agencies in general, we tend to amalgamate that. And we did it. At one point in our history, we had a PHP developer on staff, and we probably invested more than $500,000 in like a custom dashboard reporting system. We're like, oh my God, this is slick as spit. Clients are going to love it. We have reporting that nobody else has. We've pulled all this shit in, and it is so great. And like, we're all going to be in this tool together. The SEO team can analyze, the C-suite can hop in, the client's always going to have access, and boom, it's here. And when we finally set the sucker, we were just like, we kept realizing we didn't think clients were logging in. And then we ran reports like no clients have logged in 60 days. And so then we started looking at the PDF reports we were sending. It's like no clients are opening the PDF report. And then we just tried it one day. We turned it off. Not a word from a client. They just didn't care. I think we had one client eventually notice that they couldn't get in. And they were like, but no big deal. I don't really need to get in. I just need this data point if you could send it. And so I think that was the moment we changed our approach in general to metrics and data. And like what you're describing, I would say, like, you know, like I'm hearing this a lot of like, well, down is the new up in SEO because of large language. I was like, sometimes, but not everybody. Like, and the truth of the matter is down isn't necessarily the new up. And in some clients, it doesn't matter because their blog traffic is up, but their is down, but their conversions are up. So really, it's super hard to have this like one size fits all organic traffic is down because it's not necessarily true. And I think sometimes our industry in general will tend to be like, oh, there was a big sweeping change to your SEO traffic is down. It's like, I think that you might actually want to dig in one level deeper and actually triage it. So with all that gobbledygook, the way that we approach KPIs with clients is, I think first and foremost, there's just always got to be a set of metrics you teach them to care about. And, you know, here's hoping that they weren't taught by another SEO agency on a garbage metric like keyword rankings. Because like, by God, sometimes clients are stuck on that and you just can't get them off of it. And then you got to give them a keyword ranking report. And then they ask you how you're going to get them from number 4 to number 3. And then you vomit in your mouth. Because you know how stupid it is. You know how worthless of a metric that is, how not real it is, like how garbage. Like, I don't know. How about I just run another report? How about I modify the report and now it's going to look like it's up. It's not real data. So for us, like what we teach our clients is what are the few metrics that matter. And for some clients, it's absolutely traffic. But sometimes it's really organic leads. Some clients, it's how many people are searching for our brand. So it kind of really comes down to like, okay, why did you hire us? What are we trying to achieve here? Let's come up with a handful of metrics that aren't going to change, so that every month you're used to seeing that. Is it going up? Is it going down? You can ask me questions against it. And then our reporting from there goes into storytelling. We're very clear on reporting. Like we tell our clients, if everything looks green, you should feel suspicious. Like our job is not to spin your data. Like we want to give you the key metrics that you want to see. And we're going to append every report we possibly can so you could get the raw data if you care. But our job is to go, listen, your conversions are down this month. Here's why. Here's our best guess. Here's what we want to try or do about it. Or like, shoot. You know, we really had this campaign and we were expecting this to drive traffic and leads and it didn't work, or man, it worked bonanzas and now let's repeat it again. Like that's really what clients want in reporting. So that's what we focus on is get as many metrics as you can so that we have all the data to tell the story. And then our goal is to be really clear with clients of like, it's working, it's not working, and here's what we want to try next.
Yeah. Well, I think, and that's a testament to the relationships you guys have been able to cultivate, is that clients trust you to test, trust you to take a leap of faith, perhaps, and maybe adopt that kind of fail forward mentality. I think that's something that you should be really proud of, because it is wild. It's insane. And clients are come to you, as you mentioned, maybe educated poorly or maybe on their own on their own, and it's just like, well, those don't make any sense, and let's have a conversation, because if we start an engagement together, no one's going to be successful based on what you're thinking. That is correct.
Yeah. My VP Richard says it best when the client comes and goes, I want to be number one for XYZ keyword. And he's like, no, you don't. What you want is money, right? You want money.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, let's focus on that.
Yeah, let's not yeah, we'll give you a nice screenshot of that ranking, and then
Sure. You want me to manipulate data to prove that I made it happen into bed? I just this is it. It is the it's so shocking to me that became such a big metric, and we just can't let it die.
No, I know
It's not real. It's not real.
Yeah. Let's switch gears here. Something you probably never heard of. It's called artificial intelligence. This is a big new thing. It just came out a couple days ago.
Nancy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll educate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I know this is just, it's inundated. Every podcast we've recorded has just, line share of it is about this, and it's compelling, it's interesting, it's scary, it's intimidating, it's all the things. Let's do a little kind of, not lightning round, but let's go over kind of the pros and the cons. I know you've got a couple opinions, which I'd love to hear about. Let's talk about kind of the pros, or what you kind of are foreshadowing for the industry. There's a lot of unknowns, a lot of things happening. What are you excited about as it relates to AI? What are you guys implementing? We'll start there.
Yeah. So I think if I have to really think about what I'm excited about, if I really soul search, I'm not all that excited about AI, but damn it, it's here. Here we go.
Here we go.
I don't know. You could put it back in a box. Honestly, if I could put social media back in a box and uninvent it, I probably would. So the thing I'm the most excited about for our industry is that Google has had this hellish market share chokehold for the last decade. And it didn't, when I started in SEO, it wasn't like that. People were always, what's Yahoo up to? What's Bing? What's our strategy for more than one thing? And then it just became all about Google. And and Google has just made our lives more miserable, have consistently chipped money out of our clients' pockets, have changed the rules, have made created platforms that they built their businesses on and then stopped supporting them, like Google Business Profile, just wild shit. So they're not my favorite. So I am thrilled that we are, I think, at the beginning of chipping away at Google's market dominance and this chokehold that it's had for the last decade. So if I really think about genuinely what I'm the most excited about, it's that.
Yeah, I like it.
What I find my energy in, that I'm having a lot of fun, is just playing around with AI. Let me try and make an app, or let me try a thing, or let me solve a problem, or let me just do cool things. So I am personally really enjoying playing around with it, and I'm enjoying playing around with my team. We just did an AI field day, and we just played around with AI. And it was a lot of fun. We just had a lot of fun with it. So we're in the stage where we're having fun, and we're helping clients have fun with it. So I think those are some really great things. Picking up, and then of course, I bought about business efficiency. We're saving money, we're getting things done. So that's always fun to see that articulated to the bottom line.
Yeah.
So that's always fun for a business owner. So I would say those are some of the big things that I'm excited about. In general, I don't know if that answers. I don't know if I was lightning enough for you.
No, it does. Yeah. And I think there's a lot to be excited about. It's funny how over reliant we are on one company with Google. I mean, it's insane, right? And I think we've come this far. We should be excited about them kind of breaking up this monopoly, shaving away some more of that 90% of market share, and kind of the evolution. I know there's a lot of companies banking on that for Google to not go under. And we know they're going to start monetizing the hell out of this in terms of AI mode. I know. It's coming. Again, a lot of hot takes. A lot of hot takes here, Natalie. All right, let's.
God, maybe they could take all that money and put it into Google Analytics 4 to make it suck less. That'd be nice.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Maybe invest in a UX person, God forbid.
Yeah. Maybe put one person on Google Profile again too. Just so there's one person who can answer calls eventually. If somebody hacks your account and you can't access it and your whole business was built on it, that would be, I don't know. Ideas, this is brainstorm.
No, we're not going to do that. Absolutely not. switching gears again, we're shifting here. We're doing a lot of shifting. Yeah, we're in like sixth gear. We have a couple more, I think. In terms of kind of what you're seeing, I know you and I are active on LinkedIn, or keeping up with the trends and the hot new tool that comes out every other day. It's pretty intimidating. It's wild to see. You're also seeing a lot of these pundits run your business completely on AI, and this is exactly how you optimize. It's GEO. There's all the acronyms being all over the place. I don't even want to get into that conversation, honestly. But I guess we will talk about just the optimization approach and what people are thinking of how their perception is on around how to optimize to these LLMs. What's your opinion on that? And let's go deeper on that one.
Ooh, thanks for asking. Okay, because I'm on a tear on this one recently. So our industry, when I started in SEO, we had a lot of snake oil, and we have had a lot of snake oil in our industry over the years. It's given us a pretty bad rep. But I think it hasn't been as bad as like when I think about the early days and just how like shady as shit SEO felt. SEO experts, people taking your money and doing absolutely nothing. It was wild. I mean, there were some companies here, even in Denver, that was like, I just don't understand. Like, they was just all they did was sell. That was it. That was just, you sell, and then hopefully the clients don't pay attention and they keep paying you until they stop. Holy shit. I have never seen such a resurgence in our industry of such garbage and snake oil, of self-proclaimed gurus and AI experts. And here's a carousel of the 6 steps to optimize for GBT. And it's pervasive. It's not just the jackasses on LinkedIn who are like, oh, I want to raise my hand and be identify myself as an expert. I mean, this is also major tools who are charging you for add-ons to do this. I mean, I was like, what really set me down this rave is I was really sitting down like, okay, what's Volume 9's take? What's our POV on how to do this? I have all this stuff. Let me start pulling it together. And I put our website into a variety of paid tools, and I got wildly different recommendations. Not even close. Like, I mean, I put my site into an SEO tool and like, listen, SEMrush and Majestic and AH, they're gonna have small differences, right? They're gonna overarchingly, if you got a broken link, all of them are gonna tell you to fix it, though, right? They all are kind of on the same page on what's called, we're talking wildly different, just in like a small handful of tools, completely different queries they're recommending, completely different, like, oh my God, you're like, they all agree that Volume 9 is not getting any traffic whatsoever from ChatGPT, which I know is not true because I could see our analytics, and I know that analytics isn't capturing all of it. I'm also talking to most of our leads, and I know that a bunch of them are finding us in ChatGPT. Exactly. None of these tools are capturing that. And then the recommendations are just, it's citations, write new content, do this content, change this page, wildly different. And then it took me down this path of like, well, how like off the reservation are we in this industry? And what I'm realizing is there's some like big names in the industry who are just like, they spend a couple hours on ChatGPT. They think they learned something and they post it as like gospel truth without the deeper understanding that this doesn't work anywhere like the Google algorithm and 10 blue links. Not even close. I mean, an SE ranking study just came out that like 91% of the URLs are different every time. Like 91%. Like, how can you sit on a pulpit and tell me you figured out how to optimize for this when it's different when you don't even so anyways, I think the biggest thing in general is as we're working our way through this is if we call something a best practice, like on our content, for example, it's because there's a study that backs it up. Like even us, like otherwise it's a case study, it's a tactic we tried that worked, that's great. But even like one case study and one tactic, one at bat, in this particular instance isn't enough to be statistically significant. No. And so like what I found the most compelling is when like Ahrefs studies 10,000 sites, or SE ranking looks at 1 million, like
sample size.
But these like experts are like, oh, all I did was I went to ChatGPT and I asked what referred this company and it gave me some bullshit answer, so that's how you do it. It's like I think that's irresponsible. So I have never seen so many self-proclaimed GEO experts, and quite honestly, I'm not sure that it's possible even to figure it all out. If somebody's like, I got it, I got the whole thing figured out, I don't think that's actually possible. It's that I think we are about to hit uber personalization, where each person gets very different results based on that, not just oh, your persona, or oh, others, you. AI is going to know it's you, Tyler, and that you own Session Interactive,
Mm.
and I'm Natalie, and I own Volume 9. They're going to know, it knows that, and it's going to tailor their responses, and it's going to change it up each time for me. Like, even when I search the same thing, it's different each time. So yeah, it's wild. So anyways, I'm on a tear right now
I
of
love it. I love it. I mean,
garbage advice that is flooding the internet right now.
yeah, and it is wild. I like what you said just about, or you mentioned AI experts. It's like, if anyone's saying they're an AI expert, that's a huge red flag, because
Yeah.
Generative AI hasn't been around that long, and so like
Right, and it's just
be
like,
very
good for you.
clear.
You took some classes, you built a tool, neat. Like, I'm not saying that you're like 101, but like, to then stay, this is how you do it, is really irresponsible. Unless, okay, you did it 200 times, then you must have done it 200 times in the last 3
Replicate it.
weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like, yeah, there was one where a very renowned person in our industry spent an afternoon searching around, and he came up with the assessment on his like 100 ChatGPT searches that 95% of all ChatGPT content is brand new content. They're referring only fresh shit. Like, it's got to be 6 months or younger based on his 100 searches he came up with.
Mm-hmm.
And then he shares this as a study. And I find out about it because we're going to pitch with an enterprise level account, and the competitor references this study, and therefore their hard-hitting first recommendation is every page on this website has to just be refreshed for the sake of refreshed.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh my God. I mean, this now turned into, from a bullshit study to $100,000 bullshit investment that they're recommending this client make, with no evidence. They've certainly never tried it, because like, this bullshit study just came out. And now it's like, now we're recommending it to major enterprise accounts as like AI best practice. This is terrifying. We're in a terrifying moment of time.
It's like lead with curiosity. There's some excitement, of course, but you gotta lead with some skepticism as well. I mean, you gotta be your own advocate, because you can get yourself into trouble, and get your clients into trouble in certain cases too. And you and I were talking about this beforehand. There's been snake oil, and we talked about it already. It was snake oil with an SEO, and it's going to be a lot of snake oil on the AI front too. So be watchful, and look for particular case studies. Even case studies, I mean, come on, those are made up half the time.
At the moment, what I put a lot of stock in is statistically significant studies.
Mm-hmm.
When Ahrefs studies 10,000 sites, that holds more weight to me than when some SEO AI expert spent an afternoon on ChatGPT and therefore has it all figured out.
Mm-hmm. Natalie, as this monumental change happens to our industry, I like to again foreshadow and see what your vision of the agency model looks like. For years, right, the agencies are dead, or this or that, or that's going to continue to happen as people continue to shout from the rooftops, SEO is dead, and things like that. Yes, there's a dramatic shift. How do you envision the agency model perhaps changing in the next couple of years, or even in the next 6 months?
So I think I just have a lot of thick skin on that stuff at this point. Because I've been an agency my entire career at this point. And I used to care a lot more about, oh my gosh, how is the world changing, or is this the model, or is this the right model? And I've basically gone, screw it. And like, when people shout SEO is dead, I just ignore that garbage, because it's so dumb. It's clickbait. It's not what clients believe. So here's what I think, and it's what I believe for years, and I think it's going to hold true, is that if you want your agency to have staying power, because that's really the thing, is that what you're looking for as an agency is staying power. It's not, can I create a thing or a shiny tool or a thing for this trend, but like, how do I get ready for the next trend and the next trend and then innovation and all the things that it takes to stand the test of time as an agency. To do that, what you have to do is be laser focused on your client and your relationship with them, the problems they need to solve, how you're going to get them a raise. Like, if you can do that, you will have staying power. Yep. Like, and don't get so like, I think with the biggest thing that we've seen it, and AI just like lit it on fire in terms of how fast it's going, is the constant devaluation of deliverables and tactics in our industry.
Mm-hmm.
15 years ago, a spreadsheet with page titles, super valuable. Now, anybody could do it. AI can do it. It's still a tactic. It still needs to be done. But like nobody in their right mind is paying $10,000 for that tactic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just keep playing that tactic. Any tactic, any deliverable that you think is valuable today is going to be devalued tomorrow. So you still have to do that. You do have to do the work. So then what becomes valuable is the strategy and the relationship and the flexibility and the innovation. And so if you can focus on that and not get so married to like, well, what tactics and oh my God, all of a sudden SEO is changing. And I mean, like, honestly, like I can't wait till like blogs don't matter at all. Like I know like blogging is such a stupid tactic. Like I would stop blogging if I could. It's such a dumb tactic. There's so many garbage blogs out there. So like if you don't have to get married, if you don't get married to the tactic and you get married to the outcome, and you're in it with your client and you're bringing that authentic, like you're not being a douche. It's like, oh, we got it all figured out. Because the problem is that's also going to lose your staying power. They're going to believe you for a while until it doesn't work. And then they go, I don't think you know what you're talking about. I think you're full of hot air. And then you're going to lose your client. So I think like being honest and authentic and like focused on them and what they got to get done and like how are we going to help you get that? I think that's and how you can model an agency to do that. That is the future.
Yeah, I agree. And this you mentioned just around relationships, not only with your clients. I'd love to chat just quickly about your ability to just be such a notable figure here in the community, Natalie, and just how that's benefited you and what skills you've been able to glean on how to continue to maintain relationships and how that's benefited again you personally, but also the business. Because that's just taking that more and more. I was like so obsessed with performance for our clients and what we were going to give them. But I ultimately it also ultimately comes back to the relationship that you've been able to cultivate, and people don't want to work with people that they enjoy working with.
So yeah, I think the biggest aha moment was like on the relationship front is years ago we hired and it's back to the data thing. I wish we'd done it sooner. We hired a company to come in and interview our clients, and they were looking for, why are you staying? And I thought what they were to come back was like, oh, well, these guys print money for me. Like that is what I thought they were going to say.
Sure.
Nope. Not even like top 5 days. What they talked about was relationships. Oh my God, they sent me flowers when my mom died. They understood, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, Miranda's the best. Like it was all like it was relationships, strategy. Hey, I know that if something weird's going on or I got a question or I'm trying to learn something about digital model, I can call Richard. And Richard's going to spitball with me and like that value. And consistently, like I was crazy. Like, I mean, half our meetings are SEO meetings and we consistently were told by clients that we are their favorite meeting of the month. And I'm like, yeah, we made them enjoy their SEO meetings.
Yeah, seriously. That's great.
So, but like learning how to build relationships with clients is a teachable skill. It is something that you can go, okay, well, how do you do this? And how do you parse? And how do you can be more friendly and likable? And how, like, it's a skill and a thing. And we focus on that. When you think about like muscle memory and like what skills matter the most in the agency, that's a big one for us. Is like, we're going out of our way to build strong relationships with our clients. And that's like, people don't fire their friends. Sometimes they have to. But I think that also comes from a point of like, we also genuinely care. Like if somebody's data is down, like it's wrecking my weekend because I feel bad about it. And I think clients appreciate that, like when they win, we feel excited. And when they're losing, we're stressed about it with them. And that like, I think part of it is it's a mutual relationship. We care. I mean, like we will, even like when clients, like if they have to let us go, but they still have questions, we'll still answer them, even if we're never going to make another dime off of them, because these are our friends. Like these are fellow digital marketers. Like these are our friends. So I would say that's a big thing. And then like in general, I mean, businesses, relationships. It is, I wish I had learned that earlier in my career. I wish I had realized that earlier in my career, but it is just super clear that any business is about what is your ability to make relationships with potential hires, relationships with potential partners, relationships with potential clients, relationships with strategic partners. Like you just, being able to show up as a genuine human, be helpful and giving, and then being willing to raise your hand when you need a favor back, and like that, building that is just, I don't know, it's helped me in my career in Volume 9 in like so many ways that I could measure and put dollars on, in so many ways I couldn't. And I think maybe like for me, I didn't realize how valuable it was. I wish I had done more of it sooner in my career. But it's been really clear to me, like any dime you put into going out and making friends comes back to you 10,000 fold.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And you never know, right? That concept is just, you try to, you mentioned, I love that how you put it, like maybe they're the client, you're offboarding a client, they have budget issues or whatever happened. And you want to put your best foot forward in the sense that you never know. You want to make sure they're handed off really well. Maybe we onboard the new agency with them. You want to just maintain your reputation and your relationship with them as closely as possible.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's just like, I mean, like, listen, you might never ask me after this to ever like talk to me again. You're just like, oh my God, there's so much cursing on this podcast, but like, we're still going to be buddies.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you don't create friendships and then stop having friendships because they stop paying you money.
I know.
I think, I mean, part of it is like, I think that it's a genuine skill, but it's also like, we genuinely care about these people. Like, I care about the clients and I care about like their marketing careers. I'm excited for them when they get new jobs.
Yeah, it's the
like,
best.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Natalie, always a pleasure to chat with you and really appreciate your time today. I know you got one or two things going on over there. Talk to us. How can people get a hold of you? Where you're engaging? I know you're on social, and then talk about Volume 9 as well.
Yep. Okay. If you want to find me on social media, the easiest way is LinkedIn. My LinkedIn handle is really hard to remember. It's optimization. Ha!
Nice.
Snagged that one early on. Yeah. So good. And then honestly, like if you want to reach out to us, so we're Volume 9, so it's v9digital.com, and then we have links to all our social on there, and we have our team, I think it's a particular point of pride. Our team has a lot of fun posting on our social, so it's an easy way to engage with us and also get to know us a little bit. And then of course, always feel free to reach out. And if you want to pay us money to do things, reach out really quickly. We'll get
leads. Go all the leads. Just go to Natalie. Right. Your way. This has been awesome, and appreciate your candor and just your opinions and perspective, because you've been in it, in the thick of it. So we'll chat soon. Thanks again.
Yeah, thanks, Tyler. It was awesome.
Thanks for listening to Built to Convert. If you're serious about growth, don't just listen. Subscribe, leave a review, and follow us for new episodes that drop straight into your feed. Until next time, keep building.